Okay, so this is the box that the laptop comes in. I purchased a refurbished 15-inch MacBook Pro Classic with a 2.3 gigahertz Intel i7 processor. It comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and a 500 gigabyte 5200 RPM hard drive. Obviously, that's not going to work. So, over here, this is the package that the memory came in. Apple sells it for $200. I got it for $150. 16 gigabytes of memory. Apple also suggests that the laptop can't hold more than 8 gigabytes. But that's basically because at the time that this laptop came out, their 8 gigabyte sticks were not available. These are two 8 gigabyte sticks. So that's the box it comes in. And then over here, I have a toolkit that is designed specifically for Apple products. It cost me $14 on Amazon. And I also have a hard drive, and the hard drive is pretty special. Instead of spending almost $1,000 on a 1 terabyte SSD drive, solid state, I got a drive that's the best of both worlds. It is 1 terabyte, but it also has a 16 gigabyte solid state drive, and it is what they call a hybrid drive. So the two parts work together. As far as the operating system is concerned, there's only one drive. But what it does is logically, as it sees files being used more frequently, such as your boot up files or the applications you run most frequently, it will move those files from the hard drive onto the SSD portion, so that the next time those files are requested, they're being served up from the SSD. That gives you SSD performance for the files that you use the most, but at the same time, the cheapness of a 1 terabyte 5400 RPM drive. Now, they do sell hybrid drives with 7200 RPM. I opted for the 5200 RPM, or I guess it's 5400 RPM, but I opted for the 5400 RPM because it uses less power. So instead of taking your laptop down to about a 3-hour battery life, you enjoy the stock 8-hour or so battery life. So that's that. We'll talk more about this in a bit. Now, the laptop itself, I had it shipped to the Apple Store here locally. And so I just went in and picked it up. Sometimes what will happen is when you charge a large amount of money on your debit card on the Apple website or something similar, it might flag something that tells the bank that you're in Phoenix, but there's a large charge being made on your card in California, and then it will shut down your card because it thinks it's some kind of fraud. The easiest way to avoid that is figure out exactly how much the laptop is that you would like to purchase online, including tax, and then get an Apple gift card for that amount, buy it directly at the Apple Store, and have them use that to make the purchase for you online. And then they give you everything you need right there, have it shipped to the Apple Store, and then you pick it up at the Apple Store, and all of the charges are seen as local charges. So that's one of the things that I did. Here is the packing slip. So we'll be looking at that in just a moment. So here's the packing slip. While it doesn't have pricing information on it, the price for this laptop was $1,109. If you were to spec out a 15-inch 2.3 gigahertz i7 with 16 gigabytes of memory and a 1 terabyte hybrid drive, you would spend well over $3,000. My total investment here is about $1,300 for the same laptop. I'll show you how I'm going to put this stuff in a minute. But that's the packing slip, and we're going to open the box here in just a minute. So here is the box. I have opened it. One of the things you'll notice that is different from what you would get if you bought a brand new laptop from Apple is that you get this plain looking white box. But once you open the box, everything inside of it is exactly the same experience that you would get with a new computer. Anyway, that's the box. Let's take this out. See what's in here. So when you buy a refurbished Apple computer, you get a box like this. It says Apple Certified. And all of the contents of this box is actually brand new. None of this is actually refurbished. So you get a new power cord. You get a new adapter there. You get some materials here, just like the like you would if you were getting something brand new from the store. And let's open this up a bit. And also in the computer itself, in addition to the power cord, you also get a new battery. They also put on a brand new unibody. So it is effectively a new computer. And the testing that they do is actually the same, if not more rigorous, than the testing that they do for the brand new computers. So it is, for all practical purposes, a brand new computer, except you get to save a lot of money. So this box looks like something they just put in every new or every refurbished computer, and it contains all new items, including the MagSafe adapter there. So let's see what's in here. It says hello. Hello, there's a quick start guide. I'll be using that here in a minute. MacBook Pro, important information. Of course, you get your stickers for all you Mac heads out there. And then, of course, there's a cloth, just like in a new computer. You get the cloth to wipe it down, keep it nice and clean. Okay, so here's the computer itself. It's packed in foam. So it looks like they did a great job packing this. It looks almost identical to what you would get if you've got a new computer. The box is a little larger, but I think that actually cushions it a little bit more. And in just a minute, I'm going to pull this out so we can see what the computer itself looks like when it first arrives. So here now is what the computer looks like. When it first arrives, it's wrapped in plastic. It has this little tab here. Makes it easy to unwrap. This is the back of the computer, but you can see that the Apple itself is facing me. And let's take a look at the other side of this. And here's what the other side of this looks like. Got the plastic wrapped around it. We're going to take that off in just a minute. So here is it unwrapped. It's out of the plastic now. I'm showing the left side of it, which has a number of things. This is different than what the Retina display looks like. So it has the MagSafe adapter. It also has a network port so that you can plug the computer directly into the network, and right next to that there's a FireWire 800 port. And I think that's important because any of us who've had Macs for any amount of time, I myself am fairly heavily invested in FireWire drives. I think the USB 3.0 drives are faster, they're wonderful. But they also cost money, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to throw away what I already have and buy new stuff. So it's nice that I can plug the FireWire directly into the computer without having to purchase an adapter of some kind. And then, of course, there's the Lightning. And these two USB ports are 3.0. They're not 2.0. So even though this is the previous version of the laptop, this is a mid-June 2012 model. And then, of course, there are speaker and headphone jacks, and there's also a place for the memory card, SD memory. Give a closer look at that. Okay, now this is the other side. You can see that there's a Kensington lock on this side. There's also a CD and DVD player and burner. It's one of the reasons why I wanted this, because I do like to burn DVDs when I make movies and stuff, especially if I want to send the movies around to family and stuff like that, like at Christmas time. So it's nice to have the ability to burn DVDs. I have hundreds of DVD-Rs at home, and they're very cheap to buy, so I like that. And I don't really want to pay $79 for an external drive when that would just be one more thing that I'd have to carry around if I ever needed it anywhere. And it's better to have it just built in. So that's one of the things you lose when you go to the Retina display model. All right, so I've opened up the laptop. It's big enough that I have to kind of back up to get it all into the frame, but you can see that it comes with this tissue that protects the keyboard and the mouse and the screen itself. So that's kind of neat. I left that on there to show you how it comes packed. And of course I can just pull this off. And there is the laptop. It's ready to go. Now if I look at the keyboard, you'll see that the keyboard is brand new. That's another thing they do when they refurbish a computer, is they put a new keyboard on it. So that's kind of neat. Again, it really is like getting a new computer. And of course, they warranty for a year, and you can also buy the Apple Care, so you can even have 3 years worth of protection on it. Now, another thing that you lose when you go to the Retina display is this power button. It's a nice metal power button, and it's got a really nice feel to it. And this button here is the eject button for the CD, but on the Retina display, since there is no CD, that becomes the power button. And this button here is not there anymore. Personally, I don't like that at all. But that's another difference between the Retina display and this one. You'll also see that if I look at it from the side, it's a little bit thicker, probably by a few millimeters. But I can't imagine why that would be important to someone, especially for the jump in price that you end up having to pay. Okay, so it's all unwrapped. It's ready to go. I've got the MagSafe adapter plugged in. There's a little plastic cap on the end of this that protects it before you get in for the first time. So that's something you have to remove. There's also one of the features I love about the classic MacBook Pro as opposed to the Retina is this button right here. It tells you whether your battery's charged. It's a pretty neat little feature. So it looked like this arrived with the battery that was already fully charged, but I'm going to keep it connected here just in case, and I'm also going to turn this on for the first time. Kind of excited about this. Now there's a light in front that I'm noticing. It's a power. And so here it is booting up for the first time. Of course, this boot process is going to happen quite a bit faster in the future because I'm going to put the hybrid drive in. But let's see how long it takes to boot up for the first time. It'll also be interesting to see what operating system this comes installed with. It could be the older one, Lion, Mountain Lion, or it could be Mavericks, but we'll see. And it's not apparent to me from...
To use English for the main language, press the return key.
Oh, now that's creepy. Okay, we're pressing the return key. Mr. Bossy. Yes, I am in the United States. Oh, do I have to actually click on it? There we go. So I'm going to go through the setup process. Probably no reason you need to watch me do that. And we'll come back when it's all configured. Alright, so I've installed a bunch of software. I've upgraded to Mavericks. It took several hours to do all of that. Quite a few number of reboots and updates involved in getting from the stock operating system that came with the machine to Mavericks and getting everything else installed as well.